Lesson 6, Jumpstart and Launch, Explore, Discuss. This is called Home on the Range because we'll be talking about prairie dogs in this lesson. In our Jumpstart, we're asked to think about a store having a sale. The clearance items are 40% off. Which of the following are correct ways to find the price of an item that is normally $25? So 40% off is the game here. Look at this table right here. That's 25 squares. So let's say we took off 40% of that. Well, you may not know what 40% of 25 is, but how about 10% of 25? That would be $2.50. So if I took off 1, 2, and half, that's 10%. So if I did it again, if I took off the half and then 1, 2, that would be double 10%. That would be 20% off. And then if I did it again, took off that whole next row, that would be another 20% off. That means I've taken off a total of 40%. Well, how many boxes would I have left? 1, 2, 3 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 15 boxes left. What percentage would that be? That would be 60%. So to get an answer of 15, we could not do A. That's too big. If we did B, we'd get an answer of 10, which is the discount, but it's not the price of the item. So that's not it. If we did C, if we multiply 25 by 0.4, we'll get 10, and then subtracting that amount will give us 15. So this works, but also D works. Just multiplying 25 by 0.6. So the final sale price, of course, was going to be 15. But the key is to think in terms of what is left, not what is taken away. So when you have 40% off, you're going to have 60% left. And then, of course, 60% as a decimal is 0.6. We're going to use that. So in our little story here, it talks about prairie dogs. It talks about how prairie dogs have really declined in the last 200 years. And so there's going to be a place where they have a reserve for them so they can live their happy prairie dog lives. And here's a chart of the size of a prairie dog reserve, but as time goes on, the land gets more valuable, people want to build houses on it or whatever, the prairie dog reserve shrinks in size. How is it shrinking? What kind of a sequence is this? Well, the first thing you do is you look at the difference between the numbers. And with a calculator, you can really easily come up with the fact that every year it's minus 7.5 acres. That makes it arithmetic. So the recursive would be next equals previous minus 7.5. And the explicit, f of n, would be, it starts at 120, and you're going to take off 7.5 for every n minus 1. It is definitely arithmetic. Now, the sale of the land stops. This doesn't go on forever. It says it stops at 76.5 acres because biologists who study the prairie dogs found the population was declining. That means it was going down at an alarming rate of 20% per year. And so when the reserve began, there were 600 individuals. That's enough to create a geometric sequence. So explicitly and recursively. Now, our common ratio is what's left when you take 20% off. You get 80% left. And as a decimal, that's 0.8. So next is going to be equal to 0.8 times the previous. And explicitly, f of n equals beginning at 600, 0.8 times n minus 1. The type of sequence is geometric. We keep multiplying by 0.8 every time. So our key takeaways: the difference between a decreasing arithmetic sequence is our common difference is a negative number. But a decreasing geometric sequence, the R is between 0 and 1. Looking at the takeaways section, the graph of a decreasing arithmetic sequence is going to be a straight line, and we don't have to get too technical here, just a straight line. Go ahead and stop there. A decreasing geometric sequence is going to be a curve. It's going to go down pretty rapidly at the beginning and then start to really slow down and start to look flat. On our retrieval section, just some reminders here about arithmetic versus geometric. In 1A, we're going up by 6 and then more than 6. So this is geometric. We're actually multiplying by 3. That makes this 81. And then 243 times 3. Common ratio, it's geometric, and that ratio is 3. However, a number 2, that is arithmetic. It's going up by 6, and then another 6 makes it 15, another 6 makes it 21, and then we're at 27. That is a common difference of 6, and it is arithmetic. And the last question, graph 2 points, find the slope between them, create an equation of the line through the points in slope-intercept form. Okay, so we'll just put an XY axis here. Not very straight. At -2, 0 is 1 point, and at 4, 2 is another. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and up 2. What kind of slope? Well, let's see, we go up 2, and we go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 over 2 is the slope. No, sorry, that's backwards. 2 over 6 is the slope. Change of y divided by change of x. That's the m in the equation, 2 over 6. So I'll just reduce it to 1/3. The y-intercept seems like it's at 2. It's at 0, 2. So that's the b part of the equation. And I'll just write 2. So the equation is y equals 1/3 x plus 2. That's it for now. See you next time.